Good morning, dear students. In today's class, we shall start with a chapter, the D and F block elements. D and F block elements seems to be most important. You can expect around 8 questions from this chapter. These D and F block elements, if you consider, first and foremost, let us begin with D block elements. We will cover the main topic or the theory part of the chapter along with a question answer format. So D block elements we will start. These are also called as transition elements. Why does these called as transition elements? Because we have S block elements and we have P block elements. In between we will be getting D block elements. The transition of properties of S is going to be turned to P. The transition of S properties will be lead to formation of P. In between, whatever the elements we are having here in the periodic table are called as transition elements. D block elements transit the properties of S to P. So the reason why these are considered as transition elements. So what are D block elements? If the question is given, elements in which the added electrons will be moving to last electron enters into n-1 d subshell, and they are called as D block elements. You can write that n-1 d will be having the electronic configuration also be supposed to write. I'll tell you further. Transition elements they have given here: elements which possesses partially filled d subshell and the oxidation state are referred to be transition elements. Atomic state or the oxidation state of these elements, or that is particularly filled d orbitals, are said to be transition elements. That is what I told you, no? S orbitals will be present at the first and P orbitals are present at the last part, that is right part of the periodic table. In between we will be having the transition elements because they transit the properties of S to P. Next you can see here position in the periodic table from atomic number 3 to group 3 to 12, all are said to be D block elements. See here, what is the position of the D blocks elements in the periodic table? It starts from, you will be having 2, this is S block in which we have group 1, we have group 2, okay, this is group 2, and from 3 to 12 whatever the elements which are lying here, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, up to 12 all are said to be D block elements. Okay, so D block elements are transition elements because the properties of, here they have given properties are intermediate from S to P, and group 3 to 12 all are said to be D block elements. So when you consider the electronic configuration part, so electronic configuration we will be considering that n-1 d 1 to 10 and ns 1 to 2. Only S orbital if you consider S 1 to 2 we will be writing. P orbital if you consider ns2 np 1 to 2 we will be writing. But in D block elements we will be having D subshells also present, and we will be writing noble gas, because noble gas, up to noble gas we first fill the electrons, then D subshell comes. n-1 d raised to noble gas, n-1 d raised to 1 to 10 electrons, and 1s, that is ns 1 to 2 electrons. This is said to be the general electronic configuration for D block elements, general electronic configuration. Similarly, I have valence shell electronic configuration also. Valence shell electronic configuration, if you consider, the inner electrons must be left. Only outer electrons will be considered here, though that is referred as valence shell electronic configuration of D block elements. Okay, and general electronic configuration, it is like this. There are mainly 4 series. 3D series, 4D series, 5D series, and we have 6D series. So they have given here, write the general electronic configuration for 3D series. 3D series is going to start with a argon as the noble gas. Argon noble gas 3d 1 to 10 and 4s 1 to 2 electrons will be the electronic configuration for 3d series. Likewise, you can see here there are mainly 4 series are present, as I told you, 3d, 4d, 5d and 6d series. 3d series are said to be first transition series. 3d series said to be first transition series, and it starts from scandium and it ends to zinc. In between we also have certain elements present. Scandium 21, titanium we have, next element is titanium 22, vanadium, chromium and so on, it goes up to zinc. And 3d series they have given here scandium to zinc 3d 1 to 10, 4s 1 to 2 electrons we supposed to fill. This is all about the just introductory part. We will see further. Then if you consider further 4d transition series. 4d series is going to be start from ytterbium and it ends to cadmium. The general electronic configuration Y, that is ytterbium to cadmium, 4d 1 to 10 and 4s 5s 1 to 2 electrons. 5d series same, it starts from lanthanum and we have hafnium. Lanthanum will be going to the F block element, actinium will be start with a F block element, so are called as lanthanides, and actinides we have to leave the further elements up to 72. 57 to 72 are said to be lanthanides, 89 to 103 are said to be actinides. After 72 to 80 whatever the elements are present will be coming under 5d series. Similarly we have 60 series, 89 is said to be actinium. Further elements from 89 to 103 will be considered as actinides, which will be coming under F block elements. And from rubidium, the 111 to Rg, we will be considering they are 6d series elements. So most important, if you consider they are 3d series elements, as I told you, these are said to be scandium, titanium, vanadium. For this there is one kind of phrase is there, you can make use of that one to remember that. That is Sakti Vikraman Fiko Nikujan. This is a phrase, a song like you can remember. And once we start scandium, it starts from 21 and 30. Zinc ends with a 30. There are some exceptions due to extra stability. They are referred as chromium and copper. Chromium and copper will be having the expected electronic configuration is going to be deferred. Is mainly because of half-filled and completely filled orbitals. When you write the electronic configuration for 3d series, you will be having first one scandium, it will be 3d1 4s2 21 electrons, 18 for argon and 19 20 21. So these all elements we have discussed in coordination compounds. Maximum of these 3d series are involved in the coordination complex formation. So if you consider titanium, it is 22, it will be 3d2 4s2. Vanadium, if you consider, it is 23, 3d3 4s2. Then chromium 3d4 4s2 it would have been, but the thing is it will be occupying all the d orbitals incompletely filled, half filled. So we have d orbital here. Okay, so if you consider this is the d orbital, 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so each electron is going to occupy it here, so half filled it will become. So all the half filled orbitals are going to gain the extra stability. So the electronic configuration will be written in this fashion, that is 3d5 4s1, which is exception for chromium. And then we have manganese 25, 3d5 4s2 it is. Okay, then we have iron 3d6 4s2. Then we have cobalt 3d7 4s2. Then we have nickel 3d8 4s2. In case of copper, we would have get 3d9 4s2. But you can see here d orbital. Let us consider this d orbital 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. So each d orbital has obtained 2 electrons. So it can be considered as completely filled. So completely filled, half filled orbitals will get completely filled and half filled orbitals will get more stability. That is why the copper will be existed as a most stable configuration, that is 3d10 4s1. And likewise we have lastly zinc. Zinc has got 30 atomic number, 3d10 4s2 directly we will be writing. It is only that chromium and copper, due to half filled it has got extra stability, and due to completely filled it has got extra stability. So the electronic configuration will be differing with respect to chromium and copper.